Art. Can you just hold the mic for me? I've got to show you something.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not stripping off.
No.
Look at my t-shirt.
Oh wow, nice. Nice. Nice.
So, just sit back up.
Yeah, where can I get one? Where can I get one?
I just lost my earring in the process.
Nice.
Yeah, so we'll just hold on for a second. I'll put this back in.
Sure.
And we can carry on.
Yeah. Okay, well, I love the t-shirt.
Yeah.
Please send me a link. I would love to wear one of those at some stage. So please let me know where you got it.
I will. I'll just get one for you, and then we can organise for it to be sent to you as a gift to say thank you for this.
That's great. Thank you. Then, yeah, anytime. I didn't realise that was that was on the cards, but now that I do, I'm very grateful. Thank you.
It is on the cards. That's how you know I actually really do love Scotland, even though I've only been once and I can't remember where I went. Okay, Denis Sulta, thank you so much for joining me in this lovely pub in Hackney. We are going to kickstart with the dilemma, where I'm going to play you a dilemma and you're going to listen to it and then you're going to just give some advice. Amazing. And this is genuine. I'm going to give you the mic.
Sure, thanks so much.
Live reaction, you know.
Do you play Nelly the dilemma while this is going on? Oh.
Okay. I'm actually still processing this. So I've been on a few dates with this guy and I've been to his place before. And one evening I go back to his, this is maybe the third date, and we've just had sex. We're talking seconds after, I'm still fully naked in his bed, just lying there in that post-sex haze, when he suddenly leans over his bedside table and says so calmly, "Do you mind if I journal?" Yeah, as in diary, as in pen on paper. And before I can even respond, he's whipped out his notebook and starts writing, just casually. And not only that, he's writing about our date. Whilst I'm right there, naked, peering over his shoulder. Yeah, I get that it's been January, everyone's on their self-care journey, Pilates and manifesting and all that.
Yeah.
But journaling immediately after sex while your day is still in the bed feels very, very bold. Yeah. So my question is this guy just really in tune with himself and living his most authentic, emotionally evolved life? Or is this wildly defaulted behaviour?
Can I just add that afterwards, said person also messaged me saying she got home and realised they have the same journal. Anyway, Denis Sulta, what would you do?
I mean, okay, well, I mean, I think that the person in question here with this dilemma has definitely highlighted the fact that this person could well be very in tune with themselves. I just think that the act of journaling at that particular moment is probably slightly inappropriate. And I think that although the thoughts and emotions and feelings at that time may well be fresh and you don't want to lose them, I mean, I suppose you could, you know, that's the sort of stuff that all the best songs are written from. But I don't know, there was no mention of them being a songwriter. There was no mention of that there. And I feel like asking the question, can I journal after that, is slightly, I would use the term, I'd say it's slightly performative. So I wouldn't think that actually there would be any good reason to do it other than to sort of give the impression that you are so emotionally, you know, mature or in tune.
Yeah.
You can do that in your own time.
Yes.
But you know, I don't know what was written. I mean, what was written? I don't know. You know, if it was, you know, that's the next bit. You know, I don't know. The dilemma here is, I don't know what's more disturbing: the fact that he asked to do it right there and then, or that they have the same journal. I don't know which one's more disturbing, to be honest. But who knows? Maybe they're made for one another. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows?
I fear that we don't even know what to do about this dilemma, me and Denis Sulta, because it's so ridiculous. And I'm actually shocked that these things happen. Are you shocked?
Yeah. I'm shocked, but I am shocked. I think that like also that's quite a kind of I don't know how old these individuals are. I think that like anything like that, there's definitely some form of performative action in those scenarios, clearly. So I think that I mean, I don't know how experienced either of them are at being intimate and maintaining relationships, and I think that's something that you find out as you go along. But I don't know what the dilemma necessarily is here. Is it the fact that the person that is has been asked whether or not it was okay to journal next to them? Is that whether or not she stays with them or
Yes.
whatever?
Well,
Yeah. I'd run for the fucking hills.
We got there in the end. I agree with you. I agree. Run. And also like just journal in your own time, like you said. Or how you woo a lady, according to Denis Sulta, is dressed as Santa. No, that's what I've heard. I've heard that's how you got your girl.
Oh yeah. That was there you go. Like there was a dilemma there, and I managed to get through that. I managed to get through that in one piece. It was November. It wasn't quite Christmas yet.
Oh no.
Yeah. But speaking of, but I was kind of giving it laldy. You know what I mean? I was trying to. I was just trying to, do something. I was a bit edgy. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Early Santa. There was an edginess about that. It was a bit like I wanted to try and be slightly ahead of the time. Just getting in there early, and so. But as when I met my now wife, dressed as like a sort of this kind of suburban Santa, so to speak. It kind of floored me. I instantly dropped the act, and I took off all the kit, and I was a bit like, oh, nice to meet you, and tried to then become a lot more composed.
Yes.
Yeah. So and now we're married.
Yeah. you de-Santed. Yeah. And now you're married. Can I just before we move on, right? Can I just check? Was it like a pre-Christmas party, or were you just dressed as Santa for shits and gigs?
No. It was a party actually at Sarah, my manager's house. I'd been working in the studio with Ryan Melody all week, and at the end of the week, we decided to sort of let off some steam. And my god sister was invited to this letting off of steam event, and was good friends with Saoirse, and she brought her along, and that's how we met. So it was kind of a small do at the end of the week, and yeah, I don't know. The Santa thing was just an opportunity to dress up as Santa while other people weren't. That's the main thing. Any opportunity to try and be a little bit different. I've always been some kind of attention seeker, and I found that the best opportunity at the time. So.
As a fellow attention seeker, I get you. And you're ahead of the times anyway, Denis Sulta. Talking of times, I'm going to segue really nicely into my next question.
Oh, great.
So It's Only Real 2025 came out last year, 2025. By the way, I was saying to Denis Sulta before this, I've been listening to it like thousands of times. Okay, 15 times, but that's actually quite a lot. It's probably not 15, it could be more, it could be slightly less. But basically, I've listened to it a lot. It's absolutely cracking, this track. So I do a younger self question on this show, but I thought I'd switch it up for you. What would 25-year-old Denis Sulta say to 15-year-old Denis Sulta? Because obviously It's Only Real, the OG track, came out in 2015.
Yeah. Oh, wow, this is a big question. I think probably today I would say cherish what you have right now, and don't let go of it. Don't be afraid of it changing, and yeah, don't worry too much about what you think other people think of you.
Yeah.
I would probably say that to 2015 Denis Sulta. And I probably know 2015 Denis Sulta better than anyone, and I know that he would probably say, "Fuck off, I'll do what I want." But that's probably par for the course, and that in hindsight is an amazing thing. It is, it shows you, how much you've grown, I suppose, and also gives you, an opportunity to look back and to learn from, where you were then. And I think like this 2025 version of It's Only Real is exactly, is a sonic example of that. Yeah. I think it's a sonic example of the growth within Denis Sulta as an artist, and also from a sense of growth and attitude of myself personally. Mm-hmm. So I'm touched that you would say that and listen to it, and thank you very much. And yeah, I'm buzzing with it. Thank you.
Yeah. You should be, because it's great. We are going to get less serious for just a second. We consult my extensive notes here. Okay. Oh yeah. This is fun, I think. We are going to do Liverpool versus Glasgow versus Berlin, all three places that you have lived in. I'm just going to give you something, a thing, and you're going to say better in Liverpool, better than in Berlin, better in Glasgow. Are we ready? Best trees.
Glasgow.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Liverpool because of the cherry trees.
There are very pretty cherry trees in Liverpool, yes, but the trees are better in Glasgow.
Do you ever hug them?
I don't hug the trees. Bless you. I don't hug the trees. But I used to use them as like props almost for gymnastics when I was young. I had a real sort of like I had a favorite tree that was like in the like down the street from where I lived that I used to use. It was slanted, right, so that I could get some purchase on it, and I learned how to backflip off of the tree when I was younger. Oh. So I never hugged them. In fact, if anything, I just used to kick them for my. But I mean, that's not like didn't really see it as kicking them, and I hope that I didn't damage them. I wasn't actively trying to damage the tree, but I did learn how to do a backflip off trees. So yeah.
And future people that are watching this interview looking for like things to ask Denis Sulta, you now know that he can backflip. So you're welcome. Okay, up next, best football club.
Partick Thistle.
Partick Thistle?
Yeah.
No, I mean, but which city?
Yeah. Oh, Glasgow.
Okay.
I don't like fully consider myself like a loyal football supporter. But the best memories of being at any football match are always from Partick Thistle. Yeah. I had a season ticket for like 2 seasons, and I actually was a mascot at one of the games once. And that day we got beaten 4-0 by St Johnstone. And I remember going into school the next day, and everyone was like, "That's your fault. That was you were the mascot that day. You were bad luck." And I think maybe that sort of had an effect on how I felt about. Just about like, it didn't have an effect on me going to the football again. But I have been to a few Liverpool games. They are fantastic, which is great. I have seen Celtic play, and I've been to see Scotland play, which is like another level of energy. So I would say that my favourite club team would be Partick Thistle, just for sentimental reasons. But the best time you can have is going to see a Scottish national game, for sure.
Scott McTominay.
Yes, I mean, like, real life Avenger. Yes. Like, do you know what I mean? Unbelievable. So, yeah.
Were you dressed as Santa as the mascot, or is that just exclusively at parties at your manager's house?
No, I was not dressed as Santa. When I was mascot for Partick Thistle, I was dressed as a miniature Partick Thistle player.
A miniature one, but you're so tall.
Yeah, I know, but I wasn't as tall as I am now back then. So I was probably like, in my early teens, not even. So yeah. I suppose I was a miniature football player.
A mini football player, perfect. Yeah. Sickest independent club, Glasgow, Liverpool, Berlin. Or like independent clubs.
Okay. This is a great question. It's quite difficult. But Glasgow, I'd say Berkeley Suite. And simply because that's where like Sulta Select started. I have like the most amazing memories of playing there and La Chita. Max's La Chita gets a big shout out. It's like a tiny venue in the city centre, which has some holds some amazing memories for me. I practiced my first boiler room in there while also working in the kitchen. So I used to work in the kitchen in Max's, and so I washed dishes there, practiced for the boiler room, and then went to do the boiler room in city. So that was great. They were really supportive, and the Berkeley Suite is was home of Sulta Selects, and I've had an amazing relationship with them, and I love the decor inside. It's amazing. So that's Glasgow, and yeah, I think about those places quite often, I must say.
Glasgow's winning right now. Best outfits.
Best outfits. Oh right, I think. I mean, it's hard not to say Glasgow for every question. I must say, it's hard not to say for Glasgow for every question, because I'd say that Glasgow would have had the biggest impact on me as a person growing up. And so if I had seen anything that I wanted to be, it was all usually within the realms of Glasgow. I think like when I moved to Berlin, like I wore a lot of black. Yeah. Black and gold. And that was like the thing. And so I don't know. And the Scousers, they are so well turned out. I mean, the Scousers know how to make themselves look good, and they are just like they're such amazing people, and they've got great style. So I feel like I take bits of inspiration from all places. To be honest, I couldn't say for sure that any one place would be the most stylish, but secretly, I would say Glasgow.
It's just winning. And you know what? I get that. A few more. Best place to go to the barbers or get your hair bleached, because you love a blonde barnet.
Yeah, I actually come to London to get my hair done. Yeah. I come to London, but I recently come to London, but like if I was, I mean, it's only because now it's just the one that makes the most sense. But I have an amazing hairdresser in Liverpool, Chris, who works at Metamorph House. And I had a great hairdresser in Glasgow, JP. I don't know where he's working at the moment, but over the years I've had some fantastic hairdressers, and it's quite rare to find people as talented as they are. Yeah. And I think once you find someone that really works, I mean, at the moment I'm seeing Tim Havern here down in London, who is just. He's phenomenal, so talented, and everybody brings their own unique kind of take on your look, and it's a lovely experience.
They should be paying you for this. You're just giving them lots of promo right now.
I mean, I could do with a freebie. I mean, it's not like something I was going for. I didn't say it. Talina said it. So, if that's something you're interested in, then, please let me know. I'll do this every week.
Get in touch with Denis Sulta's manager. Your hair also looks very soft, considering like how bleached it must be. So they are doing a great job, I can assure you. Soft like a baby sheep, like a ewe.
That's it.
A baby sheep. Oh,
I think they are called ewes. No, I think
no,
they're called ewes. Yeah. That's it.
I've learned something new today. Ewes.
You like EWES.
Use. Okay, final one. If you could get a tattoo representing each city, which one would you get? I mean, each of the three, not every city in the world, because we'd be here for a long time.
So I actually have tattoos from each city now. And whenever I get tattoos, I get them in different cities to remember certain periods of time. And the first tattoo that I got was on my foot, and it was in Glasgow, and it's of a big spider, because I am terrified of spiders, especially the house spiders. The big ones that are furry and they've got big long legs. In Australia, they're called huntsmen. They're like big kind of house spiders. Yeah. So I think like that was definitely something that reminds me of Glasgow, because I remember that moment very well. I was just turned 18 and I got my first tattoo in Glasgow. Liverpool, I just got one recently. It's not the first one I got in Liverpool. I mean, I used to have my old address tattooed. I've got my old address tattooed on me. Yeah, which was after having come back from tour and then being in the pub straight from the airport.
Yeah.
And there was a tattoo parlor across from the pub. And one of the artists was outside, and I said to them, like, very kind of like, without really thinking about it, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm coming in tomorrow to get a tattoo. And they were like, no, you're not. But you know, whatever, we'll call your bluff, but you're like way too pissed. There's no way that you're going to be up in the morning to get to do this. So out of just pure pride and stubbornness, I turned up at 10 to 10 in the morning with no idea that I was about to do this. I just had to get through it. So I just wrote something on a piece of paper. I wrote down my old address and I just said, welcome to my old address. And it's now tattooed on my body because I just wasn't willing to not turn up.
I think that's a great story. And I mean, at least you'll never forget where you used to live.
That's very true. And I'll never forget where I used to live.
What about Berlin?
Berlin I had, I think I got a tattoo in Berlin. It seems slightly more, it seems like a long time ago now. I think probably I'll need to think about that one a little bit more, but I definitely remember getting something done there.
Right.
And I think, I can't really remember, to be honest with that one. There was probably less thought that went into that one and more just like, okay, we're here, let's just get something done now. Do you know
Less thought than your old address.
Well, that's it. I don't know. That seems like a much more of a significant memory. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And the Berlin one kind of, I don't know. I think, who knows? I mean,
Who knows?
2 years living in Berlin, you'd be lucky to remember your own name by the time you come home. So yeah, there you go.
You know what? I can really imagine that. Yeah. We are going to get into a very serious name, Solomun. Can I just say, right, he is my favourite DJ in the world. He was the first set I ever saw growing up in Manchester when he played at Sankey's. He's still going. He's still killing it. Yeah. And you guys have made a track together, Say Nothing, which is sick. Been playing it on Rinse Drive Time, by the way. And I just think it's so iconic that you guys have worked together. And these questions are more for me than anything else. How did you meet him? How did the collaboration come about? Tell me. You can have the mic for this.
Oh, cool. Nice. Thanks so much. I agree with everything you said. He is so prolific and is unbelievably driven, creative, and I'd say that Solomun's like perspective creatively, and it's amazing to experience in the way that I did when I got to make music with him. Mm-hmm. You know, I think that there's something to be said about working with other people and getting a sort of a glimpse into their thinking, and it was such a privilege to be able to get that with him. You know, I mean. The way that it evolved was supernatural. We'd been playing together now for like 3 or 4 years, and the first time I'd met him properly, and was when I went back to back with him in Pasha, in Ibiza for his +1 event, which was like the most like terrified I'd been for like any back to back because. Sometimes going back to back is a real, it's a challenge. You know, it's a relationship thing as much as it is, you know, like a technical thing. You know, you want to be able to complement what the other person is doing. You want to make them feel like you're supporting them, and you also want to kind of bring something to, you know, the performance that feels, like you. And that first time was pretty amazing, actually. Yeah. I mean, it was such a wild night, and it couldn't have been more like a dream. When I remember it now, it feels like a dream. Yeah. So yeah, it was a stunning show, and our relationship it continued and it grew over the years, and it developed into this now, I mean, which is it's unbelievable to have a track with Solomun. I was in New York last year, like last summer, and there'd been some discussion about what was going to happen next musically. And I'd always thought that releasing on Dynamic would be like a huge achievement. And I decided to just make a track that was based solely on trying to pitch to Mladen.
Yeah.
So I worked on this demo for like, I'd say like the best part of a couple of weeks. Like I just solely focused on making this one thing and created this demo, sent it to Mladen along with a bunch of other things. And, you know, he listened and, you know, we kind of didn't speak for a couple of weeks, but that's just the kind of the nature of people in this industry. You know, everybody's super busy and all the rest of it all the time. So we don't always get the chance to do it. But in that time, you do often think like, oh, maybe that didn't work or whatever. And it was on the run up to us playing Plus One again in Pasha. And the week before we were going to do the show in Ibiza, he got back to me with like 3 tracks and was like, they were all like V2s and V3s. So it was like, it looked like he'd been putting like a decent amount of work into the tunes. And it was a surprise. He was like, I've been working on the tracks. And I was like, you're kidding. That is amazing. So we had like already by like the second or third sort of, you know, amendments or sort of versions, it was already sounding pretty special. And the editing process after that really kind of blew me away of how meticulous he is and how kind of like careful he is and also just kind of like how creative he is. You know, he could hear things I just generally couldn't, you know, or like, and that's just the wonders of working with other people. I'm so happy with how it's turned out. I'm really honored to be a part of that project, and I'm chuffed you asked me about it. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Well, no, thank you for answering it so beautifully. And I just think it's so exciting. Like, you're such an exciting artist. He is such an icon, a legend in dance music. So you guys working together, like, it makes a lot of sense. Last thing before we move on to the final question on Solomun, if you were like to spend a day with him, a full day with him, and he was like planning it, what do you reckon he'd like plan for you guys?
I feel like I can make a really good guess at this.
Oh yeah.
I'd say probably it would include a sauna. So sauna for extended period of time, a game of tennis, and a very long dinner. Yeah, somewhere beautiful, with incredibly delicious food. I think probably it would include those 3 things. Yeah. Not just those 3 things, but I feel like those 3 things would definitely be included. He's a fantastic tennis player, and he's really passionate about it. Yeah. So I mean, I would try my best to keep up, but I don't play tennis.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's fine. You can maybe have some lessons in the lead up to it. Okay. Yeah. Final question. You've had an Essential mix come out recently, which is beautiful. And before I listened to it, actually, maybe I should have not read about it before I listened to it, but I did. And you were saying that the opening track is one that makes you cry. And when I listened to it, I was like, yeah, 100% it is. So I just kind of want to talk to you about, from a perspective of emotion, how making music, playing music out, how does that support you and like your mental health and you being able to like experience your emotions and not bottle them up? Or maybe it doesn't, but it's just a question.
Yeah. I think when you do this for a living, for I suppose as long as any of us have, you definitely find yourself quite aware of the loneliness that comes with touring. And I think that those experiences definitely can have, you know, I suppose some sort of effect on you. But the whole mental health question, I suppose, surrounding that is that it's important to have some foundation where when you are at home, or if you are not on the road, or if you're not creating, or if you're not sort of doing any of that stuff, I have found a lot of comfort in having some form of outlet in the sort of, not say real life because it is real life, but I have a community of people that I go to talk about certain problems, and then I have I go and do like mental gym with with a therapist, and I talk about things that are going on because it's quite a lot to go through, and it's there's quite a lot of challenges for anybody that does this thing, and the music and how it makes you feel is something that is that's the kind of the gold in all of this. The process behind the creation, like creating music and putting the mix together, and the Essential Mix was such an amazing opportunity for me to showcase the true like inner like confidence, I suppose, that I have in what it is that I do. And the first song in that mix is from a show called The Rescuers, which I used to watch when I was like a kid. It's a Disney film, and Disney films were like back in like they were hand drawn, right? And that song is just such a gorgeous song. But I think over the years that like the title of that track has had such a real kind of correlation, maybe, to what it feels like when you are like maybe struggling a little bit, or maybe when you're on your own on the road and you kind of feel like you need some help. And I think that like from starting in that place at the start of the mix to getting to the end, to the DJ Cami at the end, and then the kind of remembering what it used to be like, when I was like 16, 17 on like the old, like, what were those things called? This like Sony Ericsson, like kind of like the Walkman phones. Yeah. Listen to DJ Cami on the way to school, and like remembering all those emotions. And that's the wonder of being able to put together a mix like that, or to do the job that I do. It runs parallel to, your mental health has such an effect on your work. Yeah. And I think that as long as you can find the opportunity to be honest about it somewhere in your life, then what it will do is it will inform the emotions that are put through the work. Yeah. And I think that like that's super important. And I don't always manage to achieve that. But I don't know if there's any artists that really do. It's like it's just we all try our best. But honesty with your own emotional well-being is by far the most relatable and powerful thing that you can exercise in your work. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I think that like that really does come through in your tracks, but also in that mix, like for sure. We are about to finish, but before we do, I do have this small Scottish slang phrase book. Nice, a pocket guide to Scottish words and phrases. Yeah. So I'm just going to pick a random page, and then I'm going to see if you know what it is. Okay. What is a Glasgow kiss, Denis Sulta?
It's a headbutt. It's a headbutt. You don't want one of those. I have never had one, and I have never given one. But it's notorious, notorious. And chances are, if you get one, you probably deserved it.
Yeah, okay. What are chebs?
Breasts.
Dramatic pause. Okay, let's do two more. This is great. What is a puddock?
I don't know that. A puddock?
Yeah.
I don't know. What is a puddock? A frog? I've never heard that before. A puddock?
Yeah. It says, the phrase is, you're grinning like a puddock.
Okay, I've never heard that one before, but I'll test it out. Yeah. I'll test it when I'm next home.
Let me... Oh, okay. Final one. This is a phrase, wired to the moon.
Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory, I would imagine. That's just when you're mad with it. Like that's a good Scottish term. Yeah. If you're wired to the moon, you're mad with it. MWI. So I suppose, yeah, that's it. Yeah. You're wired to the moon, you're off your nut. There you go.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, That's it. We're going to end it there. Thank you.